Hello Scorpio, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader. This is your intuitive reading for the time between the 19th and the 25th of June. I'm going to pull some cards relating to love, career and finances, and the key energies that you can expect to feel and experience this week. I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera. And please feel free to give this video a thumbs up because that is how you support me and all the other YouTubers on the channel. Okay, let's get started. Okay, my darling. So, card at the base of the reading is the Four of Pentacles. So, the card at the base of the reading is the perspective that you want to see this reading through or this week through, okay? And for you guys, Four of Pentacles. Now, number fours have been coming out a lot in these readings, actually. Number fours are all about our foundations, the structures in our life. That's because number four is in the fourth house of astrology. Is about our family, our roots, where we come from, the ground, like literally the literal earth as well, okay? So it's like where we come from, and really what we're building on. The Pentacles energy is all about where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. So in this instance, or this week, Scorpio, seems to be that you are consolidating as opposed to spreading your energy, okay? You're consolidating or conserving your energy because right now that's what's helping you to feel secure. So, or this week, that seems to be what helps to make you feel secure. So let's have a further look then, okay? We've got our key energies here. We'll look at this one right at the beginning and right at the end. And then we've got love here and then everything else here. So career, finances, whatever you and we want to apply it to, okay? So let's look at this card here first, and we've got the Eight of Swords. So you've got to recognize that key stands for energy, okay? So it's like me saying energy, but really what I mean by that is really it's what you'll be experiencing physically and emotionally and mentally, and what you'll be feeling. So in this instance for you guys, it's the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is sword energy. It's about our thoughts, our minds, our awareness, okay, and how we communicate and our ability to communicate with others. And the number 8 is a karmic number. It's about it, and it indicates karmic cycles, and it indicates that we go through experiences, okay, in order that we can understand, learn something about ourselves, about our inner world or the wider world itself. So with the Eight of Swords, it's like we are stuck, or you are stuck in a way of thinking. You're stuck in a way of thinking about yourself, about a situation that's occurring in your life, about your loved ones, whatever it is. You're stuck in a way of thinking, but you do not see and cannot recognize that you are actually stuck in a way of thinking. And what that means is that it means that you are lacking, potentially this week, you are not being compassionate to yourself, potentially. You're not showing yourself love. You're not thinking to be nice to yourself and to be kind to yourself. And we know that when we see the Eight of Swords, because there's something else that's occupying that energy, the energy that we would generally use to check in with ourselves, to check in, how am I feeling today, how am I thinking today, what's my mood like. The energy that we would usually use for that is being drawn and taken up by you being stuck in a way of thinking about something or someone else, something else that's going on in your life, okay? So let's look now at love. We'll look at this one at the end. Let's look now at the two cards for love. We've got the two, right, so this might be the thing that's in your mind, okay? So for love, we've got the Two of Swords and we've got the Four of Cups. So this is becoming clear now, isn't it, okay? So stuck in a way of thinking, obviously, about a relationship. So for some of you guys, you are forlorn. There's someone potentially that you are missing potentially this week, or that you want to be with this week and you can't be with, maybe because they are with somebody else, maybe because you are with somebody else. and you want to be with them and not the person that you are with, but you're sticking where you are. So you apply it, but it's the energy this week for love is, again, we've got two blindfolds here. We've got a blindfold here on the Eight of Swords, and we've got blindfolds here on the Two of Swords. And I always say, Donna, about the sword energy, what we think and what we say, what we allow ourselves to think and what we allow ourselves to say. And that's because our awareness is so powerful. We can choose to not look at something. We can choose to not recognize something. We can choose to not accept something. We can choose to not acknowledge something. And that might be something that we choose consciously, or it might be something that we energetically do to suppress it. We energetically suppress something. We don't want to deal with it. We just avoid thinking about it or feeling it or engaging with it. And this is that energy. So you're stuck doing that. You're stuck avoiding thinking about something, thinking about the state of your relationship, for example, or the connection that you feel with somebody that you shouldn't have this connection, or whatever it is. You're stuck in thinking in a certain way, and almost refusing to see it any differently, almost refusing to see the situation that you're in or the situation that you want to be in when it comes to love. You're refusing to see it any differently. And it's like, so it could be you might not be in a relationship, you might be single, and it might be that you are, I'm single because I want to be single. That's what you tell yourself. That's the awareness. That's the level. That's the energy that you put your awareness into. Your awareness is, I'm happy. I'm completely happy being single. I'm completely happy being single, or vice versa for those people in a relationship. I'm completely happy being in this relationship. But actually, if you examine the foundations of your emotions, number 4 of Cups, if you examine the foundation of your emotions, if you actually took the blindfold off and looked and stopped being, number 2, committed to that way of thinking, or blinded by the cycle that you're in, if you actually examined with the 4 of Cups here, our emotions, you might actually realize and recognize the truth about what you really feel about your situation when it comes to love. Whatever the situation you're in when it comes to love and relationships, this week it's saying that it's kind of like unavoidable. Well, it's not unavoidable. You've avoided it. You've avoided it for this long. And whenever we see the 8 of Swords, we know that this is something you have been avoiding. You've been avoiding thinking about. You've been avoiding allowing yourself, as I said, to be aware of or to engage with that awareness. And, you know, the 2s, I didn't even say this, sorry, the 2s are commitment. So when we make, so number 2 of Swords is like being committed to a way of thinking. So this suggests with the 2 of Swords that there is some knowledge of this. There's some knowledge of, not necessarily dissatisfaction. This is examining our emotional foundations. So this is really trying to understand what you feel. And there's a reason that you're not engaging with it. There's a reason that you're not seeing or engaging with the truth of what you are feeling. And I do not know what that is. Obviously, you will know what that is. But it seems like this week, this is, I mean, I'm telling you this message. So I'm hoping and hopeful that this is something you actually do this week, that you actually start to engage with the truth of how you feel and start to acknowledge to yourself, okay, let me sit and try to look at this. Let me sit and take this blindfold off and see if I can understand the truth of what it is I'm feeling and what it is I'm thinking and what it is I'm telling myself and the perspective that I have. These cards may give us more information. We'll apply it there first. We've got the 2 of Cups. I mean, I'm laughing because, you know, we've got, it's almost repeating itself, isn't it? It's almost repeating itself. At least there's no blindfold on this card here. You know, we've got another 2. We've got 2 2s and 2 4s already, haven't we? And 2 8s. So that's quite a synchronistic 8, 8, 2, 2, 4, 4. 8, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4. 8 is karma, karmic cycles. 2 is being committed to something, making a commitment to something, duality, partnerships potentially. And 4 is about our foundation. So that number in that order, it's funny that I said it in that order, 8, 2, 4. It's as if that you are somewhere, you are staying somewhere because you don't want to look at something, because you don't want to examine the truth of how you feel. you're staying somewhere, you're busy. So this could be work. So let's apply it to work. You're busying yourself, juggling life and juggling, making yourself busy, keeping yourself occupied so that you don't actually have to examine and feel the truth of what you're actually feeling. But as I said to you, we know when we see this card and this card actually, that this has been something that what's happening now is you're starting to neglect yourself. You're thinking so much about this other thing. You're thinking so much about whatever it is, trying to suppress what you don't want to think about and trying to sustain what you currently have. You're thinking so hard and long about that you're actually, that energy is not being directed to you. And actually this week there's a shift that happens, a change that happens, and actually you have to start to see the toll it's taking on you, the denials. You are denying something to yourself, or not wanting to acknowledge, or not wanting to engage with something, how you feel about someone, or how you feel about a specific relationship or a situation that you're in, whether you're single or not. Also, when it comes to work, well, let's just say that first of all, that's what it is. That's what's going on for you this week. And actually, there's no sort of escaping from it, though. I'm interested to see what this card is. We'll see it in a minute. We've got Mercury entering Leo on the 26th, so we can expect some changes to happen around here, and also around the 21st as well. So around the weekend, this weekend coming, can you even see that? Around the weekend, this weekend coming, there seems to be an opportunity almost for you to sort of, or there's a reason why you have to start to see the strength of your feelings and the strength of your of you pushing down these feelings. When we see the Strength card linked to fire, when we see the Strength card, we know that you're in a cycle that's trying to show you your strength. So you're in a circumstance or situation that's demanding you to be strong, and that's demanding you to show courage. And that, again, it's seemingly to do with your emotions, because it's beneath this card. You are being strong, but is that strength something that's serving you? It's showing that it indicates, even though there's no other people here, it indicates that the strength that you're showing is actually, you're showing that for the people. So it's like when those people stay together for the kids, innit? That type of thing. But actually the toll that has on you, the toll that's having on you emotionally and mentally, is huge. And it's as if this week you actually start to see that, or to realise that. Whatever it is in your life, you will know the theme in what and how I'm talking about it. You should understand, and you should be able to grasp what I'm saying and apply it to your life. But you matter, so you have to, it's as if this week you have to start to realise that you matter, because you are not being good to yourself. You are not having compassion for yourself. You are not feeling what you're feeling. You are denying it. You're making yourself deny it, forcing it down, forcing it away. And actually that is now, the balance is tipping, where actually that now is actually doing more harm to you than it is good to your situation, or the situation that you're trying to retain, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's have a look at your final key energy. Do you know, I'm so glad that I see this card. And the reason I'm happy to see this card is because this card is about opportunities. It's about new opportunities, and it's about taking opportunity, walking through that door. And yes, it's another 2. 3 2s. Let me look 3 2s up. Yes, it's another 2. So you're committed. You seem to be committed to all these other things. Committed to this way of thinking, maybe potentially working too hard. Again, maybe you might just be busy this week, but it might be that some of you are busy because you are avoiding the situation that you're in romantically, whether that's single or in a relationship or the family or whatever. You're avoiding thinking about some sort of feelings regarding a relationship or your relationship status. So you're busying yourself at work, and it's as if this week it's like you realize, oh bloody hell, like I can't, I'm working this hard, and it's I I'm not looking after myself, you know, I'm losing weight or whatever it is, you know. And it's like you see that and realise that this week. And it gives us, by the end of it, an opportunity now. The other key energy is this energy of the Two of Wands here. So that it gives us this opportunity now to actually broaden up our world, broaden up your world, broaden up your horizons, walk through this threshold and start again. So with the two and three of Wands are quite similar in the respect that they are about opportunities. But again, this one's about committing to something that truly feels appropriate for you, which indicates that you actually are going to start engaging with your feelings and emotions. You're actually going to start engaging with what's going on in your mind, what you're telling yourself. I'm going to look up 2 2. Hang on, I've got 3 8s. I'm going to look up 2 2 2 in my little book. 2 2 2 2 2 2. Very good. Reorganisation. And that's exactly what needs to happen. That's my book, what I use, my old book. Reorganisation, and that's exactly what needs to happen. It's as if your priorities do need to change and shift. You need to redirect some of this energy that you're putting into other people or putting into sustaining this relationship or sustaining this status quo. The effort and the energy that you're putting into sustaining that, it's actually hurting you. It's actually harming your health or harming your self-esteem and harming you, you know, in a way. Mentally and emotionally, it's harming you. And you didn't even realize it, and now you have to reorganize your time, your life, your perspective. You have to think about, readjust where you are placing your energy, where you are placing your significance, where you are putting your time, because something's not working for you. And really I tell you, without even knowing the ins and outs of your individual stories, what is definitely not working for you is ignoring your feelings. And I know I do it, we all do it, because that's what awareness does. We can know that we feel tired, we can know that we feel drained, but we can we can just know in our minds, well, I've got to do this, this, and this. Once I've done this, this, and this, then I can relax. Once I've done this, 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 then I can focus on me. Once I've sorted out him, them, and that, I can focus on myself and give my. But that never comes, because what just happens, what continues to happen, is you keep finding things and people to help, or things and to do, or things that need doing, that come before you having some peace, some time, some space, some calm, some truth, some joy. And that's the thing that you're stuck in. And actually, there seems to be something that happens for you this week that helps you to see differently, to reorganize your time, to recognize that actually before that and that, I'm gonna just give myself some space. I'm just gonna give me some time. I'm gonna give me some love. I'm gonna give me some joy. So we have the so we have that, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, a beautiful message to end on. But you can't ignore yourself. You can't. I don't know what your personal situation is, whether you're married or whether you have children or whether you have a job or whatever, you know, you do in your life, you know, but you are the foundation that your life is built on. And if you are not solid, if you are not comfortable, if you are not happy, if you are not healthy, then the rest of the life crumbles around you. So this week you have got to put some time, some energy and effort into nurturing and supporting and engaging with you. Okay, Scorpio? So my lovelies, I hope you liked that reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video as well on your social media, your WhatsApp and your Facebook. If you haven't already, please subscribe, then you get notifications of all the new uploads. For those of you that are interested as well, you can follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram and on Facebook for extra little snippets. In fact, the article that I'm going to be posting this week is going to be all about how we identify, discern, describe, and articulate our emotions, how we learn to do that, if we learn to do that. So I'm going to be posting that probably on Thursday, maybe Friday, but probably on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that on Key Wisdom Tarot, Instagram and on Facebook. And I probably will do a short accompanying video, just sort of explaining how the article came about and sort of, you know, what we can learn from trying to engage with our emotions and how we can learn to try to engage with our emotions, because that's the significant question, really. How do we do it? How do we learn what the difference between sadness and upset is? Like, how do we learn what the difference between anger and frustration is? Like, how do we... So I'll probably do a little video, so check that out if you follow it, if you're on social media, my darlings. I will leave me your comments as well. I'd be interested to hear, for those of you going through a difficult time, struggling. As I said, it's about recognizing this week. Remember, 222 is about reorganization. So that means that there are things in place that are happening in your life that just need to be adjusted, and that's really about where you put your energy and your attention and your focus. Some of that needs to be directed to yourself, okay? This week. So let me know in the comments how you get on this week. And if you haven't watched your readings from last week, obviously go back and watch them. I will see you again next week with your brand new reading. Take care, my darling Scorpios. Have a wonderful week. Take care, my darlings. Bye.